Labs likely through there. Can smell antiseptic, hint of dead flesh.
Just get us there.
Simple enough.
I got it. Moving to it. On it.
Affirmative. Tumors indicate experimentation. No restraint marks. Volunteer. Sterile werelock female willing to risk procedures. Hoped for cure. Pointless. Pointless waste of life.
You didn't think the Krogan would sit back and let the genophage continue, did you?
Suppose not. Still unpleasant to see. Rest, young mother. Find your gods. Find someplace better.
Can you get any information from the body?
Minimal.
So I guess we are back.
Gene therapy. Risking cancer, aiming for benign mutation.
Yeah, sure.
Krogan researchers ruthless. Risking
I thought I heard something out of my headset and I didn't have anything running that would make any sound, so... I see.
Yes.
No, it wasn't noticeable. Not so far, at least. Yeah, talking about AIs, who can be a problem. I don't know if you remember if you know the TV series Andromeda. Yep. Yeah. There was an episode in that, actually 2 episodes, to depict that problem. The one was Mathematics of Tears, when they meet another Glorious Heritage warship whose AI had gone mad for several reasons. And later on, the episode Star-Crossed, and I emphasize on the latter one, where they also meet another formidable warship they have to trick in order to destroy it, because its firepower was way beyond that of Andromeda. And after that, they still have the avatar of that warship aboard, and the main AI had sent the entire programming, its entire programming to its avatar. So Andromeda shot the avatar she loved. After that, she was really devastated. She didn't want to live any longer. She wanted to be erased.
Don't you understand?
Because her line of arguments was this, that first of all, these two AIs had obviously gone mad, and she didn't want to end up the same way.
Brainwashed.
And she was in a mood when she said, the only thing
This is my
I can do, or we ship's AIs can do, is to kill. We are attack dogs. She used that
This is the best I
comparison.
This is all.
And
I'm not good enough to have
yeah,
the females.
so AIs can be problematic if you use them for the wrong purpose. But there are also problems with things we call AIs. Now, I would say it's more like a VI, a better query program, because if an AI that can draw conclusions, I mean, it doesn't need to be self-aware. So I say a VI that can draw the appropriate conclusion is
I can do it.
as big a weapon as probably a nuke in the hands of the wrong person. So this AI is probably even more dangerous than an AI that's self-aware.
Nicely done. Fortunately, subject to
Or remember what Edie said in Mass Effect 3 when she wanted to change her programming. She said, I quote, "Moral decisions shouldn't be taken in a vacuum." That's why she asked Shepard about it. What to do. Yep.
Shepard, I'm detecting crates ahead that are holding unstable materials.
The problem is also Legion. If you try to prevent Legion from uploading himself to the Geth, he argues along the line, we could really help you, and what you are going to do, is this justice? He asks. So if you play the way when you want to save both the Quoin and the Geth, and try to push it, but not to the limit. Just go one round and Legion starts to argue even more. That's why I like to play it that way. When Legion starts asking, is this justice? And he didn't just ask that because he had the Reaper code inside. He was pretty sophisticated way before that, but granted, when he had that code, it was even better. The point was, yes, there is a risk in trusting an AI. The Reapers are an AI after all, and that went terribly wrong. What the Leviathans did, or the reason why the Leviathans actually built the AI governing the Reapers, not the Reapers themselves, but that AI in turn built the Reapers in the image of the Leviathans. So yeah, you see AIs in both directions. The Reapers, who are the ultimate threat, and the others who cooperate. And the Geth do cooperate. If you remember, when there is an argument when you do Legion's loyalty mission about destroying the renegade Geth or fix their programming, because after all the Reapers probably altered it. So, and Legion couldn't decide that. He let Shepard decide because he didn't get a clear vote from the 1100 and something programs inside him. It's there are interesting things to discuss, yes, and people discuss AIs this way and that way, but I think the far greater problem is an AI that's not governed by any moral guidelines, an AI that's not self-aware. That's more dangerous than an AI that's self-aware and governed by moral guidelines. That's the point. There's another point in the TV show Andromeda, if you know the episode All Too Human, when Romy goes on an away mission to a planet that is actually still governed by AIs, despite the fact that people thought they had expelled them. And yeah, she sees that sometimes also actions of humans are a problem. People try to make a deal with the Magog, the ultimate enemy there. They are not okay. I know, I can imagine what you refer to as son of a bitch. That was certainly not me. I see. That's absolutely no problem. I mean, you should hear me while I play the game. Most of my comments if I talk to myself are not printable, so son of a bitch is fairly harmless.
Hostile charging. Wish I were standing downwind.
I mean, we have other examples for that. Yeah. If we take the original series, the Battle Computer M5, that's also sort of an AI. Installed on the Enterprise, and it makes the Enterprise superior to any attacking ship. And when M5 gets attacked, the computer does not go into simulation mode, it goes into real battle mode, almost destroying a lot of enemies. It's also an AI that's not self-aware and not governed by any, say, moral guidelines. Another problem. Okay, my argument may be flawed because I rely on fictional things here, but the concern that an AI program, a VI, I say VI now to distinguish between a VI and a true AI. A VI program in the wrong hands is as dangerous as it gets, in my opinion. You can predict movements of people, actually. You can predict what will go on. Some reactions of people are quite predictable. Although the science called psychohistory, but you have to look up the right pages to get the meaning I refer to. If you know Asimov's Foundation trilogy, the psychohistory he mentions there, it's a science essentially based on statistics that can predict, say, historical developments.
Indeed.
Right.
In some ways, a science like that is also extremely powerful, and if someone should develop that, he can probably influence people to work along the lines he wants them to work, because he can predict their reactions to external stimuli. AI programs can facilitate that. I mean, you can ask people at certain times before an election and can pretty well calculate how the election will come out, unless there are some unforeseeable things in between. In that case, your prognosis will go bust, but essentially our institutes in Germany have been quite good at predicting the outcome of elections.
Any armor. Taking heavy fire.
Enemy charging!
The other point is, if you refine these systems and make them more autonomous, more, I say, intelligent, that's a tremendous amount of power. And if that's in the wrong hands, we don't even need to discuss anymore about. Bless you. They're disturbing, yes, and that's pretty close to what I mean. Exactly. Good that you mentioned that. I hadn't thought about that. That's the biggest problem. These analytical programs, they are not governed by anything. So in that case, a true AI like Edie would probably be the better alternative. And yes, Edie does her fair share of very bad jokes. But on the other hand, she is still learning on how to deal with the crew. On how to deal with humans.
We can use this.
She develops a lot. She sees things she never noticed before. She learns all the time. She is alongside Shepard. From being absolutely not accepted
No signs of restraint, no evidence
aboard
of torture.
the Normandy in Mass Effect 2 to really being accepted as at least a valuable crew member, to Shepard telling her when she,
He wasn't.
I think after she adapted her programming, he said to her, "Welcome to the crew of the Normandy," something like that. A level of acceptance grew, removing at the same time conflict potential. Sure, yes, Edie can voice a different opinion than the others. That's fairly clear, who couldn't and who shouldn't. But in the end, Edie
What do you want to do?
was accepted by the crew, and with a self-aware AI, I think that's an important thing to avoid an AI from really going rogue.
No choice.
And that makes the unintentional creation of such an AI, in my opinion, that makes the unintentional creation, before you know it, potentially dangerous.
Not a murderer. Thank you.
Because the AI learns things about us
Finished me.
she probably should learn
No Weirlock left.
immediately in the first place.
You heard the professor. Get out before he changes his mind.
Where am I supposed to go, Professor?
Don't care. Try Omega. Can always use another clinic.
The Krogan didn't deserve what we did to them, Professor. The genophage needs to end.
No, Mordin, Anderson. Hackett was
Misunderstood me.
Lance Henriksen. You know him from Aliens. Anderson,
Thank you.
I would have to look that name up.
Anything else we need to do here?
Like Anderson, he is an African American, I think.
Destroyed. Closure. Security.
But I don't remember the name. But that's pretty much
Worked for years
pretty
to create
easy.
modified genophage. Should destroy this.
There's the Internet Movie Database, and Mass Effect is in
Too many
it.
variables. Too many variables.
Keep the data. Better to have it and not need it.
Point taken, Shepard. Capturing data. Wiping local copy. Still years away from cure, but closer than starting from scratch. Done. Ready to go. Ready to be off to Chanka. Anywhere else. Maybe somewhere sunny.
Let's get out of here.
The Saint Krios. Yeah, I didn't remember the name.
You again. I told you the blood pack only wants Krogan. Go flash your smooth skin somewhere else. Take your business to the clan leader and keep your running pet on a short leash. Get him the right soon or put him down.
Just let me by.
Didn't remember that one. Matriarch Ethida is voiced by Claudia Black. You may know her from Farscape. She was also one of the Quarians, yeah.
They're so smart. Enough to fight Ragnar,
Matriarch Ethida.
Strength after the destruction of Clan Werlock.
Yeah.
It appears the Urdnot
Who is she?
Werlock
Liara's
takes
father.
over weapons and supplies.
Of course, natural selection. Strong prey on weak.
Yep.
Unsurprising.
Also, I have been unable to access local medical records. I suggest asking the local clan leader for assistance with Grunt's problem.
Yes, Shepard. Speak up so I can get back to business. What do you want?
I have a Krogan on my crew. He has some kind of sickness and needs treatment.
Speak with the shaman and proceed with Grunt's trial. The rest is up to him.
Thanks for the information.
I don't find Anderson there. That's weird.
Watch your back.
I overlooked him. Yeah, his name is Keith David, the actor's name. And yes, he is African American.
Straight ahead.
By the looks of it, when he smiles, I only see his teeth. Just kidding. Yeah.
Krogan's hit by genophage. Nuclear.
Yeah, he was born in Harlem. That's as African American as it probably gets in the US.
Now what's this?
I think the voice acting in the Mass Effect trilogy is in general very good. I mean, take Arya. She is voiced by I forgot the name. The actress from Matrix.
I am Fortak, Lord High Researcher in matters scientific for Clan Urdnot, and I don't have time to answer your inane questions.
Yeah,
I won't take up much of
Trinity.
your valuable time.
My work
Carrie-Anne
is
Moss,
very
yeah.
important, human.
I forget that name all the
Just
time.
curious. I've heard a lot about the genius of Krogan science.
Oh, finally, someone understands.
Yeah,
I am among brainless
it's
pirates.
nice to see these familiar voices, and even Buzz Aldrin is on the cast, actually.
Enjoy your research.
He's listed as the voice of Stargazer at the end.
These things would last longer if they didn't hit every... Do I look like I have time to talk? I've got work to do. Those fools brought this Tomcat...
Or Seth Green as Joker.
Its combustion manifold.
He also he appeared in several movies, also in Sequest in one episode.
Combustion manifold.
Yep,
I found a combustion manifold out in the field.
when he played a hacker. Fits pretty well to his role in Mass Effect, and his Joker's background story is quite funny too. He applied to pilot the Normandy, stating was the best pilot he could get. They didn't want him to get him because of his Rolex disease. had to think about it. We in Germany it is also called, literally translated, glass bone disease, because the bones break like glass. But and later on, Joker stole the Normandy, went on a joyride, nobody could find him, and as if nothing had happened, he returned a few days later and put the Normandy back in the hangar. The humans wanted to punish Joker, but there was a Turian general who intervened and said, you've got to be crazy to not take him as the pilot. He is exactly the pilot you need. He went out there, we couldn't find him despite everything we did. He's the pilot you need. So much for that. The Turians are really cool customers. They normally, rules are above everything else to them.
Where are their children? Probably 5 years from the road.
Yeah, all in all, there are quite a few background stories.
You see that special they had on the extranet? That crap rots your brain.
And
Be out hunting.
the actress Shohreh Aghdashloo, by the way, she's an Iranian. She
Go beyond yourself.
voices Admiral Ran.
The rights of Earth.
If you hear her voice somewhere else, you immediately recognize her. That voice is so distinctive.
Like a love of plastic.
She was in at least one of the Percy Jackson movies.
Not help your case.
I think she played the Oracle of Delphi or something like that.
It is very lifelike. Smells correct as well. Your protests ring hollow, Uvank.
I don't care what this idiot says. Grunt has the right to be here.
There's some fire.
But like I said, Buzz Aldrin at the end gave the trilogy quite a nice touch.
If this must stand on ritual, then I invoke a denial. My Krantz stands against him. He has no one. My patience is tested, but Uvank invokes correctly. Grunt, who is your Krant? Your allies willing to kill and die on your behalf?
We stand with Grunt, as shipmates and comrades.
Shipmates are not the same thing. But I grant you aliens your simple interpretation. Aliens don't know strength. My followers are true Krogan. Everything about Grunt is a lie.
You would go against a shaman's will and stand in Grunt's way?
They have not defied me, human. They have angered me, as has this whole situation. I remain undecided.
Get in our way and the few brains you have will meet the light of day.
Ha! I like this human. He understands our ways better than some of our own kind. Shaman, you cannot decide in his favor. What about Krogan tradition if you pollute the rite? You dare. I was a warrior before your mother was born. I speak with the authority of centuries. I decide who is worthy. That is the end of it. I have other means to oppose this. You have provoked them. Reason enough for me to like you. They're your problem now.
We're ready. Let's do this.
Excellent.
guess you had quite a lot of do right now. At least there's some really weird sounds now. Well, the sounds were closer to your mobile dropping on the floor or something like that.
This is Tachanka's most recent scar. The last surface city to fall in the rebellions. The Keystone was at the heart. It has survived wars and the passage of centuries. It endures. Like the Krogan. If you wish to join Clan Urdnot, you must contemplate the Keystone and its trials.
What will happen?
Who knows? You must adapt. You must thrive no matter the situation. Any true Krogan will.
Let's get started, Shepard. Hit the Keystone.